Gamer TV. Coming up, it's Murder on the Dance Floor with The Sims Nightlife. We gaze into our crystal ball, but can we predict the hottest games still to come this year?
I trust you.
And hands up for EyeToy Kinetic. But first, smash 'em, bash 'em and crash 'em in Burnout Revenge.
You're tuned to Crash FM. Welcome back to the world of Burnout.
Back in 2001, when the Burnout series first appeared, it was the game's crash mode that was singled out for hearty praise. Here, it was said, was a racing game with a fiery spirit and a healthy disregard for public property. Well, now it's 2005. Burnout Revenge has arrived and the entire game has been hyped and tweaked to such wanton levels of destruction, poor old crash mode looks like a school sack race by comparison. Revenge uses a simple enough formula. Take all those great nasty things that happen by mistake in Burnout 3 and give them their own modes. Take traffic attack, for instance, a rampage through rush hour where civilian traffic can be mowed down. It's even hilarious when your time runs out. Other major additions are the many ramps and dangerous shortcuts. The potential for grandstanding is enormous, as is the potential for plummeting off cliffs, and even that's still fun. Extremity is everything, and you'll be rewarded for it. Special prizes are given after each race for foolhardy moves, including the ultimate act of violence, the vertical takedown. We'll give you an example. In the course of a single race, we crashed and took out a rival with our wreckage. Then we took a tumble off a mountainside. And then we destroyed a rival with a mid-air sideswipe off a giant ramp. And we still won the race. There's tons of hidden extras too. The mere presence of Madden 06 saves on our Xbox automatically unlocks a Madden-sponsored crash van. And lest we forget, crash mode is still here and it has a new starter system too. Click twice as this meter reaches its hotspots and you'll have a powerful and deadly send-off. Burnout Revenge is faster and more intense than Burnout 3, which makes it the fastest and most intense game ever made. Yes, it's silly and yes, it's unrealistic, but you'd have to be made of oatmeal to let this spoil things. This is the most fun you can have with an imaginary car and a console, and we'll give it 5 out of 5. Professional gaming, lucrative career for Twitch-happy gamers, or the biggest geek activity on Earth? Well, most of the people who attend pro gaming events wouldn't actually mind you calling them geeks. It goes with the territory. And if you can earn hundreds of thousands of dollars a year like top PC Unreal and Doom player Jonathan Wendell, or Xbox Halo champ Matt Leto, all for playing games, you'd be happy too. The phenomenon started in the US with relatively small-scale PC LAN gatherings like QuakeCon, now massively grown in size and in its 10th year. It's often described as the Woodstock of video games competitions, though lying around with cheese biscuits on your chest isn't quite the same thing as watching Jimi Hendrix on stage, is it? Its main focus is to provide a location for thousands of gamers to get together and frag each other on a healthy diet of energy drinks and pizza.
Well, see, you gotta have your protein, which is the pepperoni. That's what helps you stay up, gives your body some energy.
Bon appétit.
But the cream of the pro gaming crop also turn up for big prize money bounties in the elite competitions. Last year, nearly 6,000 gamers turned up to Dallas.
Howdy, partner.
With the ubiquitous Fatality walking away with 25 grand for winning the first ever Doom 3 competition.
QuakeCon's a big party, man. This place is hopping. I mean, every gamer here is just out here to have fun, party all night, play games, have a blast.
Another major US event in professional gaming, now in its 9th year, is the CPL, or Cyber Athlete Professional League.
The Cyber Athlete Professional League is the organization that first created the concept of playing computer games as a professional sport.
Although it used to be US only based, the CPL recently went international and now offers around $1 million a year in competitions across the globe. The only problem is that both QuakeCon and CPL are PC only and they concentrate on first-person shooters. Hasn't anyone heard of an Xbox or a PlayStation? Luckily, at least, one major competition has. The World Cyber Games is one of the major events of the annual video games calendar, now in its 5th year. Regularly hosting participants from more than 60 countries, last year's games took place in San Francisco, while this year's moved to Singapore.
World Cyber Game is the world's largest computer and video game festival, which is composed of a game tournament, game conference, and game exhibition.
One of the big reasons for the WCG's popularity is it was the first major competition to feature console games, not just first-person shooters on PC. Games like EA Sports FIFA Football and Microsoft's Project Gotham Racing. Less geeky than the PC-dominated world of QuakeCon and World Cyber Games, though? You decide. But the WCG now has a rival. In terms of the sheer variety of games played, the European-based Electronic Sports World Cup is becoming just as important as the World Cyber Games. Europe's interest in competitive gaming is obviously on the up. For the first 2 years of its existence, the ESWC was held at a French theme park. This year, it's moved up in the world. Yeah, Gay Paris was the setting for July's event, specifically the salubrious surroundings of the Louvre.
We are here in the center of Paris, in the Carrousel du Louvre, which is a very prestigious and historical place. We are very proud to welcome all those people from all around the world here.
And in order to fly to France and compete for over $250,000, competitors from 50 countries first had to pass muster, with preliminary finals held in locations as diverse as New York, Dubai, and gorgeous Martinique, which is where we'd hold a video games tournament, given half the chance. Although it's still PC dominated, the Electronic Sports World Cup includes a high-profile Pro Evolution Soccer competition, breaking the first-person shooter mould, though there are plenty of those too. And just in case you think pro gaming is a male-dominated sport, the ESWC proves that the gals are just as competitive. As cash prices increase and these events receive more coverage in the press, it looks like pro gaming could well be a true 21st century sport. Next up, video games news and rumour sorted and sifted by the spam filter. It looks like Joanna Dark may be joining Jackie Collins. Nintendo's Prime Private Eye is set to be the star of 3 novels from publishers Tor Books. The first story, out in October, is Perfect Dark, Initial Vector, and it'll act as an introduction to Joanna's sneaky world just in time for a premiere outing on Xbox 360, Perfect Dark Zero. Those expecting a Lord of the Rings-style epic might be disappointed though, as all involved parties admit the book is there to support the game. Say Microsoft, we wanted gamers to find out more about Joanna. What's her background? Say Tor Books, our relationship with Microsoft is a perfect match. On a more serious note, the government of the People's Republic of China seems intent on limiting its citizens' use of online games to 3 hours a day. An estimated 25 million Chinese play the games and the market is expected to be worth a staggering $633 million this year. However, communist groups and the national press are concerned over this national obsession, especially as players led to real-life murders like the killing of one Shanghai man for stealing a virtual magic sword. The new anti-addiction system introduced by the government will apparently bring up a warning message after 5 hours of play, ordering trainee wizards to go and rest or else lose their bonuses. And finally, suitably named composer Einon Zur is set to score the latest Warhammer 40,000 title, Dawn of War Winter Assault. The award-winning musician, whose previous video game credits include Prince of Persia and whose film credits include Au Pair 2, has been working closely with developers Relic Entertainment to produce a more music-heavy title. We decided that each mission should have its own theme and mood, says Relic. Subtle variations on the theme of killing then, we reckon. TV quiz games have been with us almost as long as the Plague, the Rack, the Iron Boot, the Iron Maiden, the Spanish Inquisition and the Ebola virus. Don't get us wrong, we love them, and the PS2 owners must love them too, because there's a spangly cartoon music quiz on its way to PS2.
Thank you so much. I'm Buzz.
This is Buzz. He's the host and he's been voiced by none other than Jason Donovan, star of Aussie soap operas, The London Stage and, Anyway, Buzz will be leading up to 4 players through the realms of music trivia and all genres are catered for. Sony has produced unique buzzer controllers to be supplied with the game. They can be used simply for attention grabbing or for multiple choice. The single-player game will be slightly different and will see you banking accumulated points to save up for an impressive star prize. Or this one.
Whoa! Look at that!
Multiplayer Buzz will be far more complex and feature rounds where you can nominate opponents to answer questions, steal their points, or, less obviously, blow them up.
Player 1 bombed!
There's some question about the music, however. The snatches we heard seem pretty close to the original songs, but we're not entirely sure they are. Of course, it's a couple of months till the game's release, but it's an important issue, especially if you're playing Guess the Song. Apparently, Buzz will be the first of many different quizzes to follow. We'll tell you how this one fares in our popular review.
Come back for another dose as soon as you're able.
Still to come, motor racing gets down and dirty in WRC Rally Evolved. Pull some shapes on the dance floor with Sims 2 Nightlife. And put your hands in the air and shake them like you just don't care with EyeToy Kinetic. See you after the break.
eBay sponsors gadgets and gaming.
For exclusive interviews, pre-match build-up and the most up-to-date and accurate news from Syria, join me, James Richardson, for La Gazzetta.
Bupa's here to make you feel better. We'll help you to see the same consultant throughout your treatment at a time and place to suit you. You'll also have plenty of time to ask any questions and be cared for in a clean, peaceful and comfortable environment. To find out how Bupa can make you feel better, call us today free on 0800 600 500.
Every tiny V-Shot is squeezed full of fruit and vegetables. New V-Shots helps you on your way to 5 a day.
Nice new drill, Steve. Quality is that?
Yeah. You won't believe the price I got it for either. Yeah, I didn't notice you popping out for all that kit, John.
That's because I had it delivered. Only ordered it last night at 5 to 6.
What are you reading, Nick?
The new Screwfix Direct catalogue is the tradesman's secret that's too good to share. Call 0800 68 78 88 now for your free copy.
Is debt destroying your life? For me, it got so bad I couldn't afford my monthly repayments. I even put my home at risk. If you owe more than £15,000 to 3 or more lenders and you or your partner have a full-time job, there could be a solution to your debt problems. I called Debt Free Direct. They've helped thousands of people turn their lives around. Debt Free Direct understood exactly what I was going through, and their advice was completely confidential and free of charge. They are experts in finding the right solution if you have serious debt problems. Please remember, only call if you have debts over £15,000 and you or your partner have a full-time job. Simply call Debt Free Direct now on 0800 043 9999. That's 0800 043 9999. It could change your life.
Now, Churchill, her next door says you could save me up to £134 on my home insurance.
Oh, yes.
And an extra 20% discount as a new customer.
Yes.
And a 10% online discount.
Oh, yes.
So I can trade in DIY Dave then.
Sorry, no.
But you could save me money on my home insurance.
Oh, yes.
Give the dog a phone now on 0800 032 4841 and you could save 20% with an extra 10% when you buy online.
This is me, Tom, and my twin brother, Jack.
We go for a run tomorrow.
Yeah, we drive identical cars, which were both hit by uninsured drivers.
They're uninsured?
We're both covered by major insurers, but that's where it all went wrong for Jack. He lost his no-claims bonus and had to pay an excess. Whereas I'm with Direct Line. I kept my no-claims bonus and saved more than £100 on my car insurance.
Just call 0845 246 3210 or to save even more, go to directline.com.
Who are you supposed to be?
I'm Linda's new manager.
How about that? Be Cool on DVD now.
Monday morning feeling? Maybe it's time for something new. You could train to be a webmaster with CompuTeach.
But I don't want to go back to college.
There's no need. You study mainly at home in your spare time to get qualified. How about getting the skills to be an IT consultant?
But I've got bills to pay. I just can't stop working.
There's no need to give up your job until you're ready, and then they'll even help you find that new IT job. So, if you're ready to make it happen, call CompuTeach now. This is the number, 0800 657 657, or text BRAVO to 64118. The rest is up to you.
eBay sponsors gadgets and gaming.
Welcome back to Gamer TV. Now calls a disco inferno in The Sims 2 Nightlife. After studying until their brains hurt in the recent university expansion, those lucky Sims get to head out for a well-deserved night on the tiles with The Sims 2 Nightlife. Not only does this pack get them out of the house for a change, it also expands on the relationship side of the game. There's a new dating system that fits right in with the lounge lizard lifestyle. Every good town needs night spots, and it's no different in Simland. Here you'll find all the after-dark entertainment grouped into new downtown areas. Pleasure seeking is a new life aspiration, and fulfilling hedonistic urges is what matters most to these party animals. Renahana. If you feel like sampling some Sim cuisine, they can visit a nice restaurant. Better watch those table manners though, there could be potential partners watching. There are also less posh ways for your Sims to enjoy themselves. Bowling, for example, or a classic night out filled with drinking, dancing and misadventure. With loads of new objects included, like the DJ booth and the vomit-inducing electro dance sphere, you'll have everything you need to design the ultimate super club. We'll give Nightlife 3 out of 5. Letting The Sims Out to Play is an entertaining addition to the game's growing repertoire, but it only really offers more of the same type of gameplay, and as such will only become a night to remember for existing Sims fans.
I've noticed you've missed several routines recently.
Don't tell me you've been sat playing games in that armchair for so long it's fast becoming an extension of your backside, and the most active you get is waddling to the kitchen to get more crisps.
Go on, look at you.
Familiar? Well, the PS2 has the very thing to drag you back to the peak of your physical fitness.
Keep your tummy
Sony's
tight,
EyeToy Kinetic brings together two concepts that make uncomfortable bedfellows: video games and exercise.
Yeah, well done.
Developed in close association with a specialist sports research lab, this aims to turn the EyeToy-equipped PS2 into a fully functioning fat camp, complete with a choice of 2 personal trainers.
I'm Matt.
And I'm Anna, EyeToy Kinetic's personal trainers.
The muscular Matt and Lara Croft look-alike called Anna act as your guides to becoming a healthier gamer. As you sweat yourself into a new improved physique, they'll offer personal feedback on your performance.
Oh, that's a nice one.
And kind words of encouragement when you fail miserably, which you will.
Okay, now don't let the result get you down. We all have bad days.
The route to a new you has 4 paths. The intense cardio workouts will get the heart pumping. Combat training teaches coordination and balance in a Thai bow style.
Get away from it. Lift.
Toning exercises
Twist.
focus on ways
Center.
to sculpt the beautiful body
And
you
back.
desire. And the mind and body zone will use Tai Chi and yoga techniques to help you wind down after all that exertion.
You're doing well now. Finish it off.
We suspect it's a case of getting out what you put in, but funnily enough, the 16 routines on offer here are about as entertaining as many of the EyeToy's less beneficial activities.
Was that as fun to play as it was to watch?
We'll give it 3 out of 5.
Turn around, lunging punches.
Even if you're not too serious about getting in shape, the EyeToy Kinetic exercise regime can turn the pain into an enjoyable game. This is the time of year that the games industry traditionally goes into overdrive to get their hottest products ready for the annual present buying onslaught. Looking ahead, these are some of the titles that will be battling for your hard-earned loot. We'll be tipping the runners and riders and highlighting the games which are the most likely chart toppers. Before the year's out, new hardware contenders will have entered the arena, with the European release of Sony's sleek PSP handheld and Microsoft's next-gen Xbox successor due in November. Both machines are likely to fly from shop shelves, but which games will fly along with them? For the PSP, the odds-on favourite bestseller will undoubtedly be the free-roaming crime spree of Grand Theft Auto Liberty City Stories. Rockstar are being customarily secretive, but expect their portable adaptation of GTA 3 to be hotter than a sauna on the sun. Our next PSP tip is for Pursuit Force, which seems like a modern update to Taito's arcade classic Chase HQ. This Sony title mixes driving after fleeing criminals with plenty of jumping on cars, guns blazing. It's harder to call, but for our money on the Xbox 360, the safe bet for the top spot could well be Project Gotham Racing 3. The art of driving with style will return in Microsoft's flamboyant racer. It's looking stunning, and the popularity of its predecessor on Xbox Live should mean there are plenty of fans itching for more tire-burning action. .360-wise, we'll also predict that THQ's Saints Row will do rather well. This looks like it will offer GTA-style gangland gameplay with the added benefit of shiny next-gen visuals. It's a safe bet this one will blow up. The current generation of hardware still has life left in those old bones, mind you. Nintendo's DS has a trick or two up its sleeve. The twin-screen version of an all-time classic is on its way in the form of Mario Kart DS. And with the benefit of Wi-Fi multiplayer, we might just get the definitive version of the game we've longed for since the series originally appeared on the SNES. This should be a big hit for Ninty. Another old favourite is dropping back in for the holidays, and there should be a suitably royal reception for the multi-format release of Ubisoft's Prince of Persia Kindred Blades. We're told that this third visit to the series in 3D will combine the unique feel of Sands of Time with the intense slash-em-up action from Warrior Within. It's looking very nice so far.
I trust you.
A new Zelda game is always a major event, and the upcoming arrival of the next GameCube chapter, Twilight Princess, has got Ninty fans even more excited than usual. This grown-up Zelda could be the game of the year. When has the legendary game designer Shigeru Miyamoto and his team ever disappointed? Sadly, the relatively small number of GameCube owners, compared to those with PS2s or Xboxes, will probably mean that despite its quality, it's unlikely that it will sell as much as some other completely inferior titles. We know how you feel, old friend. It seems like there's no justice in the world sometimes. There's certainly some good stuff on the way, but we'll only know which titles take the end of the year honours when the game buying public can put their money where their mouth is.
This is gonna be cool.
Over the course of the PlayStation 2's 5-year history, the rally genre has certainly had the opportunity to develop.
Go! 100, keep left, over crest, 200.
Well, Sony's Black Slab is nearing the end of its life, and a shiny next-gen successor is looming. Don't cry though, there's a rally game on the horizon that will show just what can be achieved with aging hardware. WRC Rally Evolved.
Into 3 left, we've increased our lead.
This will be the 6th in Sony's Dirt Racing series, and it remains the only franchise to boast the official approval of the FIA World Rally Championship. Long-term developers Evolution Studios seem to be going the extra mile with this edition by adding some impressive new features. This time, as you career along the narrow dirt tracks, you'll need to expect the unexpected. Unpredictable hazards like spectators and livestock straying onto the road will need to be avoided, and these events will change every time you play, just to keep you on your toes.
Past building, 5 right, 5 left.
You'll be able to rely on your co-driver's directions though, because these two have been improved. He'll also display more emotion, getting annoyed when you wrap the car around a tree, for example. Rallycross events providing wheel-to-wheel circuit racing for up to 8 cars are also being included. Expect these to feature in the comprehensive online modes too. Visuals here are already looking highly realistic from what we've seen. WRC Rally Evolved will bring this mud-caked motorsport to life like never before, just as the PS2 draws its last breath. We'll have a review for you soon. Well, our tyres have run bald and our tank's just about on empty. But join us next time for more Gamer TV.